Hey everybody, just a quick little one for now. I just saw a video from our Blender buddy Curtis Holt, and he gave me a little shout out, which is always very much appreciated. And one thing that he mentioned that really caught my ear is that he said he has never had any issues with the Blender VS Code extension. And I believe it was made for, 2.8, 2.93. We're on 3.2 now. So there's been a lot of changes. And while I have gotten it working, like I said in the last episode of that series I made, it only works half the time. And the half the time that it's not working, this is the bug that I have. So as soon as Curtis mentioned that he'd never had any issues, I started thinking, okay, this must be something to do with my system. This must be something to do with my settings, something that I'm doing wrong. But like I said, half the time I use this, it works perfectly and flawlessly. The other half of the time, this is what happens. So if you will look at the problems with our code, line 44, column 5, expected indented block. So let's find line 44. It expected an indented block because it thinks this is a function. So if we look above, we have a commented line. We've got our little hashtag here, and then that denotes that this should be treated as a comment. Don't think that these are variables, functions, whatever. We get to line 44. This comment is treated as a function. The next few characters are treated as a import module. Then we have another function. Then we have a class. Yeah, that's our class tooltip. Statements must be separate. So like this is just a comment line, but this is generating 3 problems in my code, 3 errors. If I close this all down again and open it up, it may work perfectly. The next time I open it up, it'll be back to this again, where it thinks comments are functions and import statements. And so yeah, if this is something that I have just set wrong in my VS Code, hopefully someone can tell me in the comments. It drives me crazy whenever I have an intermittent bug. If it was doing this every time, I could say, oh yeah, definitely, it's something I'm doing wrong. But the fact that it only does this, half the time that I open up these extensions, it's driving me crazy. So if somebody knows what's happening, I can work on any Python file. Syntax highlighting works exactly as it should. As soon as I open this Blender VS Code extension, it totally screws up all of my, I don't know what you would call it, a syntax interpretation. So yeah, if you know what I'm doing wrong, if this is just a little thing that I set or, misclicked in my preferences, please let me know. Like I said, half the time it works perfectly. The other half of the time it works like this, and I have no idea what I'm doing to make it work sometimes and not others. So this is, yeah, just a slightly more in-depth look at that issue that I'm having. It is an amazing extension when it works. I love to use it when it works, but until I figure out why this is happening, I kind of just have to go back to doing the add-on, manual loading. So hopefully I can get this fixed and I can get back to using this fantastic tool, because when it does work, it is absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so if you have any idea what's happening, what I need to change, please leave me a comment, shout at me. And thanks. I will see you later.